Go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, welcome to the Star Spangled Podcast with Todd Angilly, Tim Parker, and myself, Jay Sanagate. Welcome, guys.
Thanks, Jay.
Hey, how
We're
are
going to
you?
do a little toast here.
Absolutely.
Our sponsor, Coors Light. Here we
Coors
go.
Light.
Boom, boom. Got quite the story here of how this all came about.
Yeah, this was, I'm in such a phenomenal position, role, whatever you want to call it, things I get to do and people I get to meet and help. And you guys reached out about a karaoke contest, and I'm not sure what I could lend to that. But
From what I remember, we're right in the middle of the show. Tim looks at me. He goes, "Todd would be great on a podcast." You're very personable. You showed up. Everybody just kind of like gravitated towards you. Nothing you're doing on purpose. It's your persona. You walked in and people knew who you are, and respond really positive to you. So with karaoke, people take it really serious around here. We think we're definitely the best in New England and probably the best in the world.
We know we're the best in the world.
Yeah.
Come
I
on.
got to tell you that, not only was there some confidence in the room that night, but there was some good voices that
Yeah,
yeah.
amazing
It's,
talent.
it's
here.
amazing what you find when you
house.
go out and look for talent.
Yeah.
And that's a great segue into your story. All right, Todd, so I understand you've got some roots in this area, Weir
Yeah.
Speech.
Yeah, actually, so I did my undergrad here at Plymouth State. And I say here because, being up, spent a lot of time off campus, so to speak. I was back in the 90s, but originally from Rhode Island. And but there was something about being up in this area, and as soon as I got up here and spent some time, and I didn't go back to Rhode Island. I stayed up here. So going to school, working full time, seeing bike weeks back in the 90s, stuff like that.
So you did attend the bike weeks back in the day.
Sure, you drive through and, take a look at everything. But,
Yeah.
no, I spent a lot of time up here in the Weirs. It was always fun.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And you attended Plymouth State?
Yeah,
for,
Plymouth State.
For what did you go to Plymouth State for?
So I went to be a teacher. I wanted to be a teacher.
Really?
Yeah. That was my dream. That was my absolute dream.
Interesting. So how did it turn into singing? How did it turn into...
So, it's always been music in my family. I have 3 brothers, and, we would, whether it was bands or community, theater or church, church choir, whatever we were doing. But yeah, and then the music was always a part of it. So when I got up here and started, on my degree for education, I got involved in the music program and started singing in their groups, taking voice lessons, and kind of just went on from there.
Okay, now you're like an operatic singer. How did that happen? Like,
I
it sounds like
again-
you had like everybody's upbringing where you're in bands and doing theater, that type of thing. How did you get to be an operatic singer?
Yeah, no, it kind of happened while I was here. Being in a whole different environment, socially, mentally, whatever, but even musically, music was very traditional to me and this and that, and to kind of come up and see other styles and start getting into jazz and things like that. And I was always a big country fan, but no, opera just kind of fell into my lap one day. I don't know if I was listening to it or we were studying something or it was my voice teacher, and it just clicked. Just
Natural, huh?
Now, do you play any instruments?
clicked. Yeah, trumpet.
Okay.
So
What made you go with the trumpet? Did you something as a kid that you liked? Or?
I'll make it as quick as I can. But when being in elementary school, you come home one day and they say you can be in the band or whatever, and you're going to rent an instrument. And I wanted to play the trombone, and my mother said, "Well, there's a trumpet downstairs in a pile or whatever. We don't have to pay for that. You can play that."
Nice.
So
Wow.
that was it.
Never made it to the
bless her.
trombone though.
No, never made it. No, it's too big.
Tim, you're a musician as well too, right?
Yeah, I play guitar. I play a little bit of everything.
Nice. You're good. I've
thank you, Jay.
played with you before. We're in a band pretty much all last summer. It was
Yeah, we had a good
a lot
time.
of fun. Yeah. So, all right. So, Todd, you make this change, and you're in Plymouth College, and something happens, and I'm going to go to New England Conservatory of Music.
Yeah. So kind of. It was.
What triggered that change?
There was a woman who heard me sing in a voice competition, and she asked me to audition for her studio down at New England Conservatory, or else I would never have left. I had no aspirations to leave Plymouth. I loved it so much up here that I said, I'm going to finish my degree. I'm going to get a job teaching, whatever it is. I just want to be here. That's that. But I figured I'll go down and audition for it, go to Boston, right? Slide over and get a veal palm after I'm done or something like that. I don't even know if I took it. I mean, I guess I took it. Yeah, I'm supposed to say I took it seriously, but I didn't really expect that much going down to, Boston, major hub of everything. And some kid from Plymouth, New Hampshire is going to impress somebody at the New England concert. Like, it's not going to happen. So I was like, well, I'll do it because she asked me to. So, and I went down and auditioned, and I got accepted. They took me in, and I was like, oh, now I got to go to Boston. Wait a minute.
And how much did your life change when that happened?
I mean, again, this is well before,
You're looking forward, you're going, I'm going to be a teacher, going to stay up in
Yeah.
Plymouth, and then all of a sudden, it goes from Plymouth to Boston.
Yeah, just like I said, open up a whole new, opportunities. I thought, well, maybe I can get into an opera program, like, an opera performing company, or travel, or this or that. I just kind of like, I had everything, like you said, so figured out, and then all of a sudden it kind of just like you're ripping the
Playbook,
and starting all over. So, I went down, and that was it. I was living in right outside of Boston and going in every day, and then working because I always cooked in kitchens, and I got a job at Fenway.
Wow.
And that was before they were, that's before they had won. This was '98 when I got there, and
So you're cooking, getting through college.
yeah.
You get a job at Fenway Park.
Yeah. And that just kind of came out of nowhere. There was one of the other students in the conservatory, kid that I had, gotten pretty close with, and he was working there. So I told him how I needed a job and what I do, and he goes, "Go talk to this guy."
So Timmy, you got some roots in this area too. Where are you originally from?
Maine. I'm a Mainer.
Really?
Yeah.
Excellent. Whereabouts in Maine?
Mexico, Maine. That's the truth.
Building walls there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Mexico, Maine.
So, what made you come down here? I gotta ask.
I've been all over, but Laconia kind of came back home. I was in South Carolina for quite a while, and then I came back to New England area, and I love it up here.
And you
quiet.
became the karaoke king.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
Somehow you are. I wouldn't say karaoke king. You are the Lakes Region premier DJ.
Oh, thank you. It
Honestly,
took a while.
It really did. It really did. I've been working with you for
Didn't
a long
happen
time,
overnight, that's for sure.
without a doubt. So, now, how did you get associated with the Weirs?
I had an ad in the newspaper, and Anthony seen that, and he shouted out to me on Facebook, and I came up here, and the rest is history.
Okay, Anthony, he's the owner.
Mm-hmm.
My brother too.
Yep.
So he's that's amazing. And usually those things
And
don't
I've been here
happen that
ever
way.
since.
And yeah,
That was 20 years ago. Imagine that.
amazing.
DJ for hire. DJ Tim for hire. And it showed me my little turntables. and
An
whatnot,
ad
so-
in the newspaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When's the last time
And that
you
was
said
like
that?
my only call, and it was in there for years, and I had like nothing, no hits. And then one day Anthony, texted me on
The only
Facebook Messenger, and
Now we're
Here I
selling Tim short a little bit on just saying that he's a DJ, even though it's a huge feat and he's really well respected around here. He's also one of the best sound engineers that I know too.
this better sound good.
He's a big
Right.
he's a big contributor to Motorcycle Week. We
Nice.
put on 150 bands that week. You're going to be here this year.
yeah.
You're going to be emceeing the hill climb.
Mm-hmm.
So we have there's all the cafe racers, all the older bikes. They do a hill climb.
Yeah.
And these
Oh,
are
yeah, I
underpowered.
remember,
These
yeah.
are kind of underpowered bikes. They're older, but I don't want to say underpowered, but they're older bikes.
Sure.
So they allow to do it on the open road, up a hill type of thing, and they just like a regular. It's AMA certified, so time trials, all that. So it's like a real race. And you're going to be singing afterwards too, correct?
Yep.
You're going to be sitting in with the band.
Yep.
As well.
The Annie Brobes band, yeah.
Excellent.
I can't remember what day that is, but I just decided to come up all week with my brand new bike that I picked up a little
Oh,
over
yeah?
a month ago. Oh, yeah.
What did you
So,
get?
I got a 25 Street Glide.
Oh, nice.
So
Very nice.
ready to go.
Have you got a chance to ride it at all yet? Or?
Just in the test drive.
Okay.
But replace the exhaust, put on 12-inch hangers. Now I'm ready.
Now, did you ride previously?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
you did? Okay.
kind of got ahead of myself, but I bought a Fat Boy, a 2012 Fat Boy, almost a year ago, and didn't even make it a year on it before I bought the next bike. So that's
Nice.
how much I just got sucked right in. And I ride with the Legion riders, So,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What's your? You
Yeah.
just have a friend there, or do you affiliated with them?
No, I'm a member.
You are.
Yeah, the
Excellent.
chapter 101 out of Woburn.
Oh, you're in the military, or you a
Nope.
family member?
My father.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a son of American Legion too. So.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. All right, Todd. You've got a busy schedule this summer. What are some of the events that you're going to be doing?
I mean, they're so diverse, and again, I'd say that how lucky I am to do what I do. So, I mean, we got one that stands out. We've got the Colleen Ritzer walk coming up in May. I've been doing. I think this will be my fourth year with that. We've got we got some events coming up here, up in Bike Week.
So we're doing as part of the show, actually.
Yeah.
Glad you brought that up. We're doing a 4th of July special
Mm-hmm.
out here in the Rec Yard, and we're actually gonna get a number of different celebrities from around. The mayor. We're gonna extend a hand to the governor, and we're gonna try to get the VA out here too.
Nice.
VA post number 1 was actually started on Weirs Beach here for Civil War veterans. All right, Todd. So, do you have any vivid memories of the Weirs down here? I've been here for a long time. I've seen it change over the years. Now it sounds like you were here back in the 80s.
90s.
80s, 90s.
Yeah, early
Okay,
90s. Yeah.
Okay.
So I got up here fall of '93.
Now, did you work up
So-
here while you're going?
Yeah,
up north?
yeah.
What
So
were you doing? What were you doing work?
So I worked my way up to sous chef at the Italian farmhouse over there in, I guess, Plymouth, Ashland, or part of the Common Man Company. But
Okay.
I did that primarily. That's what I did. And it's funny, you talk about what's changed over the years and all that. I had a fraternity brother who was the sous chef at the NAS. And so during Bike Week, I would come down and cook breakfast for him and then go up and do dinner. And I did that for a solid 2 weeks. And that's how you made all your money. You just jammed it out,
Nice.
But, it's funny. I was going to ask you, is the driving still no more? Or?
It is. No.
Oh,
it's
it is.
still,
Okay.
It's still happening. Yep.
All right. See, that's
The main it's been kind of on and off a little bit, but they're still opening and they're still showing movies there.
I feel like they could knock everything down here. Well, except for the big house, and the drive-in, and it'd be fine. I don't know. It's just something about the drive-in. I feel like if you lose the drive-in, but
I know it's
know,
not too many of those that are left in the
Right.
nation, I think.
and I think that's one of those things that the kids can say. Like my parents or my grandparents used to do.
Right.
Watch them. I don't know. I think it would be fun for them. Then there was Joe's Pizza was right out in the pier.
Joe's New York style pizza.
Yeah, and I haven't seen him. I haven't, So it's been tough. It's to come up regularly, but I love it up here, and you got the pavilion around the corner. It seems like you don't even really need to leave this area if you're coming up. Other than to go watch some dancing bears and feed them ice cream or something like that, which is one of my favorites. So
Nice. Tim, do you have any memories of Bike Week up here?
There's so many I can't, have a favorite memory.
All
But
right.
yeah, running around, absolutely not being able to park and try to get your equipment here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But back when I had to bring some equipment, I remember, walking down the street, laptops and my gear, and of course you can't bring my van down the street because it's bikes only. And then just trying to get through the crowd with your gear is near impossible. But I did it. I did it with a smile,
So Bike Week, if any listeners here don't really have an understanding of it, this is a small town, and 300,000 people come to this town over the course of
Right.
a week to be a part of this.
Yeah.
You know, to be part of Bike Week, and they've been doing it for over 100 years now. It's 103 this year, and it started. Most people don't know this, but it started in the military. They used to have horses. This all ties into the VA and the cavalry and all that. And people relied on their horses for everything. Like you rely on your car.
Right.
You know, you rely on your car. You don't really think about it breaking down too much. You've got warranties. You've got repair places. Well, all that didn't exist when at the turn of the century.
Sure.
So the military was still all horses, and the government had to do something because technology was changing. World War I was right around the corner. So the government actually converted everybody that was working on horses and stables. If they passed whatever test, they were going to be part of this new thing coming. So having machine vehicles and the motorcycles and what have you in the military. So every horse that went into the military had to go through a test, just like how they do with like canines and all that. So when the motorcycle came in, the motorcycle had to pass all the tests that the horse had to pass. So climbing up hills, cold weather, it had to pass all of these standards. And the government actually went in to some of these manufacturing plants where these bikes were being made, Harley, and down in Massachusetts, Springfield, Massachusetts, where Indians started back in the day. And they went in and helped them come up with the standards to make these machines as reliable as a horse. Motorcycle Week comes along, and all they did was do these same tests. They had the hill climbs. They had street races. I have video of street races in Guilford, and it just started. It continued. It just became a thing, and people came every year as part of the American Motorcycle Association to keep it going. And it morphed over the years several times. 70s started getting a little rocky.
Right.
There was some riots or what have you. 80s, a flamboyant era, and then 90s kind of like a rebuilding. 2000s. So when you were here, it was kind of like a rebuilding area, I believe. And then we're at where we are today. And I believe it's going through another reinvention as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Because there was, I mean, of course, rumors are everywhere. I remember maybe about 5 years ago, like I'm hearing a rumor that it was going to be it. They weren't going to, but I think that happened.
Well, the town, I don't see
When
that
COVID hit,
happening. I've heard that, and I don't pay that respect anymore because the state wants it, the town, the town wants it, and it's, when you have that much in the community, you absolutely want it. People wait all year long. Some businesses wait all year long for Motorcycle Week, and it is just such a boost to the economy right before summer that I don't see that change that happening. But I do see a resurgence of patriotism and what have you with bikers, and that hold the biker way, and I see it going mainstream as well, a little bit more mainstream.
I'd like to see more kids, to feel like we're losing that younger generation of riders, but I don't know.
Not strollers, just the young adults, right?
No.
Okay.
One thing we do
up.
is we do have events that we run all year that we now run through Bike Week. We used to stop everything, and it was, we would do just bands and drinking bands, and basically it type of thing. So now we are doing karaoke through the week. You wouldn't believe the amount of bikers that love karaoke.
Well, I'm sure.
And karaoke is all encompassing. It's all music.
Right.
And you can come up and do basically anything that you wanna sing. So it's pretty strong during Bike Week. It's
Everybody
packed,
wants to be a
and
star.
Everybody wants to be a star, and they come. All the bikers come in and just really give it their all.
How many
we
times
also
do you
we also run our contest through here with Chanel West Coast. She comes out and she judges just like you.
Yep.
You're going to be here judging as well for that contest. So it's just cross-marketing these with having Bike Week going on, and for people to experience it. And I think if you experience it at a young age,
Right.
You experience it at a young age. It's you probably have vivid memories like I do.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
so it's having those opportunities and changing and morphing, and being able to include as
Yeah.
many people as possible in the event.
So what's the number one, number two song requested during Bike Week? Is it Freebird and Highway Star, or?
Yeah, probably some Skinner, I'm sure.
Born to be Wild.
Yeah,
Definitely not
that's where I was going
Pony
with that.
Club or anything like that.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah. A lot of AC/DC.
They stay away from the ballads, do they?
AC/DC or whatnot, you know.
But you've
Classic
seen a lot.
rock. It's always a classic
It
rock.
is classic rock.
Yeah.
But you've seen a lot of country, and
Yeah.
the entertainment venues are now having a DJ as well.
Oh, really?
So yep, and you're seeing a lot of the country's making a big comeback too.
Yeah.
As well. So you're seeing more types of music being included, and we're having Annie up here. She's
Yeah,
mostly country, right?
Right.
So, yeah.
she's phenomenal.
So
So
I can't wait to see her.
yeah.
All right. We're going to go over a brief history of the Star Spangled Banner. I don't think many people really know the background to it. I think they were taught it in school, and just they really didn't. They really don't tell you too much about history with it, besides Francis Scott Key.
Mhm.
He wrote it. He was a lawyer, and at the Battle of Fort McHenry, he the next day or during the war, he penned this poem.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a poem. It wasn't a song at first, and it was around for a little while. They published it in the newspaper, and after they published the newspaper, I believe it got into militias. His brother was a militia member, I think a colonel in militia, and the militia bands then took the song and put it to a British drinking tune. So they called it the name of the Gentlemen's Music Club. It was a gentlemen's music club. A number of musicians together. It was called the Anacreonic Society, and they came up with drinking tunes. A bunch of musicians, and they came up with tunes and all sat around and a gentlemen's club drank all together. Now that was shut down by a duchess. They invited a duchess to come out and attend one of their shows, and during the show, after the show, she said, "This is really geared towards men, and I'm shutting this place down." So the actual Anacreonic Society, they got their name from a Greek philosopher who wrote drinking tunes. So
Very involved here.
I know. So you can see why they didn't really teach it too much in school.
Yeah.
You know. So and once they penned that, fast forward to the turn of the century, the Navy started. Woodrow Wilson started using the music in the poem together for all official business that he did during his presidency. Fast forward to the turn of the century, the Navy had picked it up and made that their main anthem. So then around 1931, Theodore Roosevelt came and ratified that with Congress to make it our actual anthem. So then you had, 40s and 50s, they started teaching it everybody in school.
Right.
So a little bit of history there.
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea.
I went to
Were they-
D.C. A couple of years ago, took my son, and went into the Smithsonian, American History, and it's one of the first ones you walk in. It's very dark. The original American flag that you see is that, that he, Francis Scott Key
Sang
saw,
about, yeah.
sang about.
Sure.
Obviously very tattered. You can't take pictures of it. You're not allowed to take pictures of it. It's stretched out. And then there's sort of like a chronological, track of who Francis Scott Key was or is, and then the original piece of sheet music for the anthem is at the end.
Unreal.
So yeah, it's got its own little.
This
And of
might-
I
course,
wonder if he knew when he was doing this that it
Oh.
was going to have such an impact on everybody. It is such a great song, and you are an amazing singer of that song.
Thanks. Well, it's an inspiring. I mean, when you think about where he was, what he was watching,
Right.
the emotional,
So he was a prisoner at the time. Wow. Unreal. Yeah, and we won the battle, so he didn't have to be a prisoner for quite a long time. It was amazing. So Todd, you sing this anthem a lot.
Yeah.
Now, do you get the jitters every time you go and sing it, or are you is it your job?
Nope,
You feel
nope.
like it's
Every single time, it doesn't matter if I'm in front of 4 people on a sidewalk or if I'm in front of a big crowd down in Boston.
I know when I hear it, I just want to scream out, "When the Rockets red glare," you know?
Yeah, you know, it's
So you get that feeling, too.
Oh,
You feel like you just
every
can't
time. Yeah,
wait to let it out.
and the second I get up and I'm not feeling that, then it's time to move on. You know what I mean? You
Right.
have to be emotional. And, you know, what I like to think, too, is, you know, there's 41 home games. There's
Yeah. But you don't just do the Bruins. You
Right, yeah.
sing this everywhere.
Yeah.
All over New England.
You just got to always, in my mind, you've got to always remember or always be telling yourself there's somebody here that's going to hear me that has never heard me before, or this is their first time at this type of event, or whatever it is. And, you know, you've got to, it's got to be the first time every time. You know, you can't take it for granted.
Have you ever drawn a blank and just like, oh my God?
Well, you know,
not
Tim,
like-
it's
not like
usually
karaoke
I get
song.
asked
You
that
don't have the
question.
words, so.
Sometimes I get asked that question when I'm steps away from going out to sing it, and I calmly tell that person, "Thank you, thanks for that last minute question." No, you know, I haven't. Knock on wood.
Yep.
I think the possibility is there. I can understand.
It's,
you know,
it's
what
not to
you
dwell
see.
on. Not to
No,
dwell on.
you know what I mean? You know, and I try to tell people, you know, when people think somebody messed up singing this or something, you know, I say, why don't you get in front of 20, 30,000 people?
Now, here's the other question. You have to sing the Canadian anthem. How many times have you messed that up?
I'd like to think never. I know I love that anthem. I love,
Nice.
I wish I knew more by heart. I only know 3, actually. I saw the American national anthem, the Canadian, and of course the Italian national anthem. 'Cause
Really?
I'm waiting for the Bruins to sign.
Maybe we sign off the show with the Italian.
Yeah, sure. You know, it helps when you're in the North End and you need a little backup. You know, you just whip out the Italian national anthem. But yeah, I forgot what I was saying. But no, it's a super serious piece, and it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't matter where I am or what the event is or what have you. And a lot of times, you want to think about trajectory. Never even thought I'd be here just because of the people that I've met because of this song, like you guys, or knowing that, you know, such and such organization does this walk every year, and the money they raise, you know, the Colleen Ritzer Foundation, the money they raise, they give to aspiring high school students that are going to go to college and become teachers, like Colleen. So, yeah, almost. But you know, it's just it's just been a wonderful opportunity to get in and help, you know.
Right. So, Todd, I get this feeling that I don't know if you believe in destiny at all, but your life, just you know, the first part that you shared with us, it just seems like these things are falling into place for you to be the anthem singer. Do you think about that at all? You know, you know, getting the gig at the conservatory. That's serious. You don't really have to do that to be an anthem singer, do you? Or do most anthem singers go get formal training? I mean, how much of this is part of what an anthem singer is?
Well, you know, you know, because
something that you just figure out, something that you figure out along the way.
you know, there's no resume for it. There's no like, you know, you talked about putting an ad in the paper. I don't think there's any job description. No. Hey, you know, a professional sports team looking for, you know, the other part of it too is, you know, it's not about me. It's got nothing to do with me. I'm just the kind of like that physical vehicle that's able to sing it and get everybody going. So I you know, whether or not I'm thinking about, you know, was this always in the cards, or is this really, like you said, destiny, where I'm supposed to be? I don't think about that just cause it's, you know, it's not about me. But I guess if I really do sit down and think of it right off the top of my head, I mean, everything from meeting my wife And I had every intention of going back to Rhode Island. So I was going to finish my master's, and then at that point I was like, well, I'll just go back to Rhode Island, and I was all set. And when I started dating my wife, it got serious, and she had no intention of leaving Massachusetts. So if it wasn't for her, and she was pretty adamant, like, nope, sorry, not doing it. And
Now, is she Western Mass or Boston?
no, North
Boston
Shore.
area? North Shore,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. So, so I stayed. Now, if I had gone back to Rhode Island, I don't know,
May not have
you
happened.
know, or like you said, doing an audition, or whether or not it was, I was going to be a teacher or whatever. Totally different path for myself. None of this was even.
It just seems like something happened and then things started slipping into place.
Yeah.
You know?
I look at it more for the opportunities it's given me to meet people and to be a part of things and take these opportunities and turn them around as opportunities to do more,
Now, let me ask you this. How much do you look at, like, Rennie Rancourt? And I know you've got a chance to meet with him. Do you look at his life and say, and found any answers to what, problems maybe that you've run into, or wondering how do I don't want to be just the Bruins anthem singer. What other things can I do? Where did the rest of the what you do come into play?
Well, it was kind of funny because I wasn't even official after that first season that I sang a lot when they went to the finals. But
The funny thing, Rennie Rancourt never had a contract with the Bruins.
and yeah, right. And neither do I. And it's interesting because, as long as he did it 42 years, when he and I finally sat down and we got to just talk and this and that, he knew exactly what to say to me. So they were basically the presentation he gave me, which I call it a presentation because this is what I would love people to know about him. He took it so seriously. He was very serious about being the anthem singer for the Bruins, okay?
Yeah.
So that way,
He was
and
the guy.
Right,
He's
exactly.
it.
But,
That's
people
what I-
saw this, very, very emotional and, I just, sitting down with him and he was very direct. He wasn't rude, he wasn't mean, he wasn't anything, but he said, so far, I see what you do, what you're doing in the community and this and that, and you're on the right path. Just little things he said to me, I knew that's, so it's interesting. I've like, he had a story once about, he was driving around the neighborhood and he saw a Little League game getting ready to start. I don't know at what point in his career this was, but he said, so I pulled over, walked up and said, you guys want an anthem? He sang the national anthem for a Little League game.
Unreal.
And he's just like, little things like that to make people smile. And I've done it. It's pretty funny. You just walk up, you kind of teeter or toy with the whole looking like you're full of yourself. But
Right.
more people, I think, are just more excited. Like, well, the Bruins.
I would never think that about you. I mean, you hold yourself very well. I don't see a arrogant bone in your body here. So.
Appreciate that. No, you can't be. So, like I said, it's not about me. It's got nothing to do with me.
So Todd, you could look at it this way, that you are the generational anthem singer. I really don't think about it. I really didn't think about it till now. We were just chatting with Lori, that you are, you're the liaison to everybody to who have never heard this before, kids or whomever, or have never heard it in a game setting, to experience that and to learn how to consume it, learn how to put
Right.
do it. That would show you respect and type of thing. So how do you? Does that go through your mind at all? How do you feel it's like a teaching moment sometimes?
Yeah, I'll go back to like what I said before. Every night that I sing, I'm remembering that there's at least one person that's never been there before, that's never experienced this. Not just me singing the song, but the whole entire, experience. No, I think it just goes back to trying to be a good role model, and the fact that we get these videos, people sending videos of their kids singing along with me. You know, they've got the game on and the kids are standing there. Some of them are dressed up. I've gotten pictures,
Yeah.
little videos, requests to be at, you know, little kids, you know, birthday parties, you know, because they want the anthem sing. It's just, on one hand, very, very unique region we live in where the anthem singer can get somebody jacked up. I mean, we take our stuff pretty seriously up here, you know.
Yeah. Do you travel on the road with the
No,
Bruins?
no.
Okay.
So, and then the other half is just again being able to do it, make them smile, get them fired up, whatever that is. I just keep repeating myself because I got no other thought for it
Right.
than
No.
just lucky and it's an opportunity to do something really good.
All right, so Tim, we're going to do a couple segments on patriotism and kind of what it means to people, and I've got a couple of questions to ask people to kind of stir that. So, what if you had one right? You only had one right. You could choose from one right given to you by the Constitution. What right would you pick?
Oh, the right to bear arms, of course. Come on.
Really?
Yes.
So, you know, and this is, I love having this types of conversations. Right to bear arms, absolutely up there at top. There's no wrong answers here, by the way. You know, mine is the right to freedom of speech, you know.
Yeah, that's a good one, too.
Because if somebody is abusing that right to bear arms, I have the ability to go ask whomever and say whatever to everybody
Yeah,
for help
that's
against being oppressed by somebody using or somebody using force against me where I don't believe that they should.
yeah.
So for me, and always growing up, I was always taught, it was hammered into me, and as I kind of started figuring things out for myself, I always took the right for the freedom of speech as the most serious. You know,
They're both
but right to
huge,
bear
you
arms,
know.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, you'd be one of the guys I'd call for help. So.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what about you, Todd?
I'm sticking with speech as well. I mean,
The anthem
can't get
singer,
any. Yeah, well, not going to get very far if you can't say it.
Right,
know?
exactly.
But
exactly. Imagine not being able
respect-
to sing. the
No,
anthem.
right,
It just
right.
totally change your life. You know?
Yeah.
So I hear you. So everybody at home, we'd love to hear from you. Go into the chat section here and tell us what rights that you think are most important to you. And you don't have to just pick one. Go ahead and touch upon all of them. If you know as many as you want. So. Or rank them. Yeah, you can rank to pick three. That's what you do. Pick three, rank them, and just start. Next time we'll go ahead and have a little bit more in-depth discussion about
right.
it. Yeah. We really want to know where you are with your patriotism at this point, as it's changed over the years. People's patriotism has kind of morphed. It goes through different phases. From when the country first started to now, things have changed, and the way people look at the country and their patriotism has changed as well. And that's kind of one of the biggest things that I feel that this podcast is going to. We're all going to be able to identify or uncover that together. Like as if we're archaeologists, we want to know
Right.
how people felt during certain periods in time, and we, the United States of America is one of our historians are on overdrive all the time. We have our national archives, and we can mine those, and we can get a picture and an idea of what, of how people felt over the years, and reflect on how we feel now. And this is a time to do it. This is the 250th anniversary coming up, July 4th, of this nation. And in terms of a nation, that's kind of young, and this is a great
right.
time. You have these, this quarter millennial time to go back and reflect on what you've done up to that time, and then what you can do in the future. and we're going to, over the next 12 weeks, we're going to explore that. I'm really happy to be able to explore that with you guys. And you guys have any closing thoughts here? Our first episode, we're gonna pen this.
Yeah, we laid it down. I think the ball starts rolling.
All right.
I'm excited.
It's off to a good start.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. So Todd, we would we'd like to end the show with you singing. You don't necessarily have to do the anthem. I'd love for you to do the anthem.
Sure.
But
All right.
so.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in